we definitely look at our opponents. I've seen Darren for a long time. He boxed in the same Commonwealth Games, the same year I did in 2002. So we sort of go way back together. I never met him back then. Never really met him throughout the years, but always watched his progress as well. And the guy's definitely got some good boxing skills. He talks like he is better than me, but I know he's not.
Last question. First fight in America you won. Correct?
That's 100%. A lot of people do say you come to the US, you try and impress, and that's where you fall down. I'm just going to be me. I'm going to show the American public, the American boxing fans, what I'm like, what I am as a boxer. I'm technical, I can move, I'm hard to hit. I believe I've added a lot more to my boxing, even in the last 6 months. So I'm excited to step back into the ring to try all my new stuff.
Thanks, Jim.
Well, obviously he said some things about you that he thinks he's better than you. Why are you better than him?
And I know I'm better because I've stepped up against better quality of opponents, more times as well. I've been in there with some great fighters, and I know I've improved a lot over the years, and I'm definitely as strong, as fit, and as motivated as I've ever been.
You fought, in your mind, a higher level of opposition, though, right? I mean, I know he's fought Martinez, but beyond that, you fought a higher level.
That's right. You travel, you're against tough opposition. You can bring tough opposition to Australia at times, and we've still been able to do my job. I've said plenty of times over the years that I love to travel. I love the challenge of going somewhere else, foreign crowd. Everything's different than I'm used to, but that's what it's about. That's what boxing is about.
How is it different? You're traveling here, but it's a neutral crowd as opposed to when you fought in Germany 2 times against guys from Germany. How is this different where it's neutral?
To be honest, I've said before, you can fight in front of one, you can fight in front of a million people. It's all the same to me. If I've got them with me, it's great. If I've got them against me, it's great as well. So having a mixed crowd, it's pretty. You can't get much more even than that. So I just worry about myself. I don't have to worry about the crowd, this or that. I just worry about what I need to do to win that fight.
How did you think that he performed against Martinez? Obviously, he was competitive for a while before he got stopped. How did you think he did?
I thought he done really well. He done enough to frustrate Sergio at times, and it's just Sergio's power shone through at the end. But he put on a good performance, and he proved that he's got a great skill base.
What do you see as the most important thing that you need to do in order to be victorious on Saturday night?
I just need to stick to, I think like I was explaining before, I need to stick to what I do best. I need to go out there and have be confident in myself, have a high work rate, be busy for the fight. I know most fighters don't like the way that I fight. I'm too busy for most people, and I've developed a lot more over the years as well. And most people, they come up against me, they underrate me. They don't think I'm as good as I am until we get in that ring.
Are you hopeful that a win here vaults you to a shot potentially with Martinez?
That's the plan. I got Gary Shaw working so hard for me. He's always doing a great job. My team at the Grange always working very hard. So my job is to just win my next fight. It's their job to work out who's after that.
What did you take from his fight with Martinez? I've got to think you've watched it a few times. Keith did say he did very well. What was your takeaway from that fight?
Yeah, I thought he done really well also. He sort of outboxed Sergio in stages. He was picking him off, and I see him doing similar things to myself, and then he'll try and hot shot me. He'll try and use his reach and be evasive as well. But I'm not going to let that happen.
Do you think it's more likely that you'd get a fight against Martinez first or Golovkin first, and it doesn't matter to you?
To be honest, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's why I got Gary Shaw working with me. They'll work out what's best for me. Either way, I'll be happy.
Golovkin has sort of taken on this larger-than-life thing after these kind of KO wins. Can you give your assessment of him? Do you have any previous ring experience with him, and can you talk a little bit about Gennady Golovkin?
Golovkin's done very well. Whoever's been put in front of him, he's been able to take out, and he can't do much more than that. He definitely has question marks, you know, whether he fights that well later into a fight. He's never been tested, so you know, that's one thing that has to be said. But you know, he's done what he's had to do so far. He's earned that recognition. You know, but it's about time that he does step up against somebody that is gonna, you know, take it to him, and not be scared of him. You know, most guys jump in there, they're worried about his power, they're worried about getting hit. I mean, if you're worried about that, then you're gonna lose already.
How much credence do you give to the win over Macklin, who was seen as a very durable opponent?
Yeah, to be honest, I thought Macklin would have stuck in there a bit longer. You know, I'd probably give him a little bit more credit. People asked me before that fight how I thought it would have went, and you know, I've seen Macklin fight, and it can be an aggressive fighter, and I expected him to try and be aggressive against Golovkin at least. But he didn't do that. You know, he probably believed in the hype a little bit too much, and yeah, it went that way.
So you trying to say he's really psyched out psychologically?
I think it may have been that way. Yeah, I think he may have put himself off. Yeah, he may have thrown himself off subconsciously. You know, with all the talk about Golovkin, man, that's how I see it. You know, there is a lot of talk going on about Golovkin, and you know, he does have power. He has got good feet. But if you let him take it to you, then obviously he's going to be able to bang you. So.
Last question, Joe.
Daniel, you're part of the most star-studded division in boxing as of late, the last year. Now you're in a position where you're going against a very, very hard challenger. He's shown this against Sergio Martinez. This is your time to shine, to show what you've got in the middleweight division. How important is this performance for you?
This is as important as it gets. You know, I've traveled out from Australia. Yeah, wanting to showcase, you know, what I do. I mean, you can't get much more important for setting up fights in the future as well. So, and not only do I have to go out and beat Darren Barker, I have to do it well, show the American boxing fans, you know, what I am and what I do, and you know, because I want to come back and fight again.
Daniel, the most important thing is you got to sell yourself in the middleweight division. We've got guys, we're talking Golovkin, we're talking Martinez, we're talking Petey Quillen. There's a lot of guys that are making their imprint in the States right now. Sum it up. What does Daniel Geale bring to the table more so than the other champions in the division?
Okay, well, everybody knows I'm going to be there. You know, everybody knows that I get better as the fight progresses. And if you want to see an entertaining fight with lots of action, watch my fights.
Thank you for your time, Daniel.
Thanks, Daniel.